I wanted to do something a little bit more old school. So what I did was I just last minute decided to do a hangout tonight. This is my new home. And I'm a little bit late because I haven't actually set up like my office yet. Like there's stuff laying all over the place. And like I don't have any lights on. I couldn't find my whiteboard. I have it. It's just like in a box or something. And so I was like, you know, running all over the place looking for it. And then I actually had to go to a store and buy a whiteboard. And then I ran back and then there was just stuff all over the floor in my office here. And so I'm a little bit late. Of course, I'm normally late, but today I actually thought I would be on time. But my unconscious mind made me decide to be late again. So here I am. Tonight, though, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about how to make $1 million in the next 3 years. Now, before I do that, I want to preface a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about tonight. And the first thing that I want to say is that what I'm going to teach really isn't for everybody. It's just not. You know, too many people that get involved in like a home-based business of some kind, one kind or another, they think it's for everyone. They think everybody should join their deal. They think everybody and their mom should get involved. They think their relatives and their family should all be in, all these things. And I actually think that this kind of a business is right for some people. I actually think it's wrong for some kinds of people. And it might be right for you and it might be wrong for you. Let me kind of tell you who is the kind of person that is actually going to succeed at this kind of a business. All right. You see the light, like the lightning in the background. I promise some people think that's a green screen. It's not. I may just jump in the pool later on if you guys wait long enough. Anyways, this kind of a business is built by people who are dreamers, right? Incessant dreamers, people that they never give up on anything, right? Too many people, they quit when they start something because they never really wanted to do it in the first place. The kind of people that really are going to succeed with what I'm going to paint out for you tonight are the kind of people that they start something and they finish it. They're the kind of people that make a commitment and then long after the emotion that made the commitment has passed, they're still working away on it even if they don't feel good. They're the kind of people that are willing to work when they're sick and willing to work when they're healthy. It's the kind of people that believe in themselves and believe in the people around them even when things aren't going right. See, a lot of people, they get programmed by society to live a kind of a life that really is, I'd say it's just less than excellent. You know, I grew up in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I don't know what your story is. Everybody here's got a different story. I just grew up in like a traditional middle-class family. I had great parents. My dad was a Superior Court judge earlier in his career, he was a prosecuting attorney for the state of Alaska. You know, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. We had 7 kids, right? So it's a little atypical there, but more of a typical Mormon family. So my mom had 7 kids, right? My parents had 7 kids, excuse me. We lived in like a house with like 4 bedrooms, so we all shared a room with like one of our brothers and sisters. And we were taught our entire life what you were taught your entire life, which is go to school, get good grades, so you can go to more school, so you can get good grades, so you can get a better job than everybody else. And then when you get that job, work and stay loyal and progress. And over the next 30, 40 years, you're going to build a career and have a nice retirement, right? And that model of doing things hasn't worked very well for a really long time. It's not that it hasn't worked really well for like 2 years or something, so school kind of needs to update. It hasn't worked really well for like 20 or 30 years. It hasn't worked that well, right? That kind of a system of doing things worked well for our parents if you're my age, if you're 30, right? But it doesn't work well for anybody, right, who kind of grew up in the generation that I grew up in. So the average person today has like something like 25 or 30 different jobs for different companies through their career. They don't stick with the company for 40 years. So all the retirement plans and all the things that we were taught in school, they end up not working anyways. You know what I mean? And I like to say it like this, like I actually believe that school, like traditional school system, is basically almost entirely useless for most people if the intention of school is to make you money. Now, if the intention of school is to make you smart and be able to calculate things in your brain and be able to read and be able to do math, then school, I suppose, serves its purpose. But if the intention is to help you make money, if the intention is to help you create the life that you want, school just kind of like skips over that whole section of life, doesn't it? I mean, I can think through all the school that I went to, and I dropped out the first year of college, but I can think through all these years of school and all these things I learned. And this entire time, I never had one person get up in front of the class and said, today we're going to have a class on how to make money and how to build your own business, right? Never, right? So we're kind of programmed by society, by parents who were programmed by their society, by their grandparents, by their grandparents, by their grandparents, to be a certain way and to live a certain way. And the thing is that way we are programmed to be may or may not work for what we actually want to create. So tonight what I want to do is I want to extend past that. And what I want to say is I want to ask you a question, and that's, what do you want to create, right? What kind of life do you really want to live? What kind of family do you really want to have? Where do you really want to live in the world? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have in the place that you live in the world, right? And I want to show you how to accomplish what you actually want to accomplish through our plan, and I want to show you how to make enough money to actually pay for your dream lifestyle. So here's what I want you to do. If you can, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, grab something to write with, right? Because I want you to write some stuff down as we go through the night, okay? If you're in Empower Network, you can write it down. If you're not in Empower Network, you can write it down too, right? It doesn't really matter whether you're in or whether you're not in, whether you're all in or whether you're not, whether you have Kalatu Premium, whether you don't, whether you don't even know what we're talking about. I want you to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, something you can write with physically, okay, and then come right back. And I'll continue on after you've done that, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds. When you've got a pen and you've got a piece of paper, go ahead and tell me, yes, I've got it in the comments, and I will continue on once I see some comments start coming in. I'll just wait a second. Just waiting. Tell me when you've got a pen and a piece of paper in the comments, and I will continue on.